Hello, and in today's broadcast I'm going to be informing you of what DJs typically do when dealing with drunk and intoxicated guests at parties and gatherings. Excuse me, I have been watching far too many episodes of The Crown recently, Your Majesty. Hey guys, my name is Phil Harris, and as I've already mentioned, in today's video I'm going to be giving you 5 ways that DJs typically deal with drunk guests. Now make sure you hang around right to the end, because I've actually got 6. I'm giving you an extra bonus if you hang around right till the end. Now there's 2 ways you can watch this video. You can watch this video as somebody who doesn't DJ and you just want to know in future how you could get your way with a DJ if you wanted to. Or if you are a DJ, you can watch this video, then you can just take on board tips of how to deal with drunk people. You see, the thing is, as a DJ, we are working when everybody else is partying, they're drunk, they're having the time of their lives. And what you are definitely going to encounter is drunk people coming over to you. Now, if you work in a high-end nightclub, they're not going to be able to get to you. But for all those DJs who are working in bars, pubs, weddings, DJs just go out and just do different events. You are gonna constantly have to deal with this. So, let's get straight into it. Okay, so first things first, let's approach the most common thing that DJs are bothered with, and that is song requests. Now, I just had a quick brainstorm, and as far as I see it, people who come over and ask for songs usually fall into 3 different categories, okay? First of all, you've got what I call the nag. That's the people who just keep coming up. When are you going to play that song I asked for? Right? You get those constantly. Like, they think they run the show, and because you're not playing their song at that exact time, you're ruining their individual night, right? Okay, you get so many of those. The second one you get is what I call the bribers. They come over, they're kind of like, hey, do you want a drink? Do you want a drink? Offer you money. I've been offered cocaine before to change songs. Literally, I call them the bribers. They come over and they're just thinking, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take, okay? And then you get the third type as well, which is just the classic drunks. They're stumbling around, they haven't actually got anyone to speak to at that moment, so they're just coming over, they ask you for some abstract, weird song, and they're just not coming back. They're just gonna ask you for a question, and it's like, yeah, sure, and they're gonna go, and they're gonna forget about it 2 seconds later. So let me run you through each of these scenarios, because I could do a whole video just on people requesting that, and there's probably so many more, so if I've missed one out, leave a comment if you think I've missed out a type of person who asked for a song, okay? So, let's go through them. First things first, the classic drunk. That's the easiest one. They stumble over, they ask for a song, and actually, this is a good point. If you're watching this video and you're not a DJ and you want to know how to get a song played, this is what you've got to do. Listen to the type of music that's actually being played at that moment and ask for a song that complements that music. If I'm DJing house music, for example, and someone comes over and asks for a really good house track that's in my playlist, well, it doesn't even have to be in my playlist these days because of record pools and stuff, but it doesn't matter. If someone comes and asks for a good house track, I will go, yeah, good idea, and I'll put it on. However, if I'm playing house music and someone comes over and asks for Beyonce, it's not happening, and it's certainly not happening anytime soon, especially if the crowd are currently loving house music, right? I'm not just going to change it up just for you. So, this is what you do. If you are a guest, you've got to ask for music that complements the music that the DJ's playing. If you're a DJ and you just want to get rid of this person, the best thing you can do is be really pumped up and enthusiastic about the song they've asked for. Yeah, great idea, that's a really good one actually, I'll put that one on in a bit. I'm going to put that one on soon. Yeah, I'm going to put it on real soon, And like, they walk away, head high, feel good about themselves. They don't come back. They're drunk. They forgot they even asked you to do it. So that's an easy one. If you kind of, I'm not really sure, it doesn't really fit with this music, why waste your breath? Don't get into a discussion with them. They're drunk. They're not right in the head. Just good one, mate. Go away now, okay? That's what you do. Next one, the nag, okay? You get that? Woman, well, it's not always a woman, but 90% of the time it is, comes over, nagging. They want that song played. Play that song, why aren't you playing it, why aren't you playing it? They start reaching over the DJ decks, okay? These are real pains, okay? So there's no real easy way to deal with these people. The best way to do it is when the dance floor starts to die down, like, if you're at a wedding and the food's just been announced, play their song at that exact, they've just sat down to have their food. This one's for, right? It's like, play that song at the most inconvenient time for them and then it's done. There you go, okay? Or if they're really nagging you, you could potentially go and speak to management or security and say that they're bothering you. Worst case scenario, depending on how bad it gets, okay? And then the other one as well is the bribers. This is a good one. So, they come over and they offer you 10 quid to put on a song. How bad is the song that they want to be played and how much money have they offered you? For example, could you squeeze a bit more blood out of the stone? Could you potentially say, well, double it and I'll definitely play it? You could. You're there. You're a jobbing DJ. You want a bit of dough? Then you could potentially say that, okay? Or, you know, if they've offered you a good amount of cash, it's like, God, easily I could put that on. Just take the money and put it on. Or, like I said, say, no, don't worry about the money. I'll definitely put it on later on and then not play it. Completely, choice is up to you. So that is pretty much how you deal with people who come over and request songs. Okay, so the second drunk mob that you're going to have to deal with is at the end of the night, your shift has come to an end, it's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you finish that event, because this is typically going to happen to event DJs, you know, like kind of mobile DJs, is where the song it comes to an end, right, last song, finish it, and then the whole crowd starts chanting one more song, okay? This happens so much because the humans have got this weird thing where they don't dance until the last second. It's like, oh, come on, it's the last song, let's go and have a dance. Realize how much fun they could have been having all evening, and then there's that kind of FOMO moment where they want the evening to continue, so it's like, one more song. Like, the amount of times I've had this. I've had this so badly before. Like, I had it work this one time, right, where there was like 150 people, it was a big wedding, and everyone was screaming, like people were up on the tables, the whole place was screaming. Now, here's the thing that was going on. The management had come over, this old cow, there I've said it, she came over and she was like, at 1 o'clock, it ends, right? At 1 o'clock, the music is shut off. You know, and it's like, okay, fine, so she's got a stick up her ass. And what happened is, at this moment where it's like, one more song, everyone's going crazy, I look over and she comes back over and she goes, do not play another song like this to me. What did I do at this point? I played 5 more songs, didn't I? Why? Because I'm not being employed by her. I was employed by the bride and groom for that event. And the thing is that happened is everyone went absolutely ballistic. It actually resulted in like, well, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but essentially they got really annoyed with me. But here's the thing, I played that venue loads after that. I probably played it loads off the back of that gig because everyone was like, loving it so much that it's just like everyone was like, oh, that's the best DJ in town, and got so many bookings off the back of that. Now I know there's going to be some DJs out there who are just like, that's terrible, you shouldn't have done that. But look, here's the thing, they were a really good crowd, they'd been dancing all evening, and they'd had a wicked night, and I felt like I just was in a good zone, like I was in the zone, I was playing all the music they liked, it was like I was vibing with them. At the end of the night, I really liked the crowd, I liked the bride and groom, and I played, 5 more songs, right? And like, let's face it, I was doing kind of quick mashups, it probably only went on for 10 minutes extra, so don't have a heart attack about this, okay? So, on one hand, if you get that, where it's like you're having a really good night and everybody's loving it and they go one more song, you can do it because the chances are, like me, you're employed by them, you're not employed by the management, and if you turn up to do another gig at that place, they're not going to turn you away. So there's that. However, this video is about dealing with drunk guests you don't like, okay? So here's the thing. If you're doing a wedding and it's like dead all evening, it's like you're playing all the bangers, all the belters, and you can't get a single one of them up on the dance floor, and then in the last 3 songs of the night they suddenly all get up and have a jig, and then they're screaming one more song. It's like, no. Sorry, you've had your time and you didn't take it, and I'm out of here now, okay? You've kind of annoyed me, if I'm honest. So, here's what you do. Here's the top tip, and this is something I worked out really quickly. Halfway through that last song, you turn all your lighting off, okay? Lights go out. I don't know why, but it works in drunk people's heads. Oh, like, it's definitely home time now. The lights have gone out, right? So what we always did is we'd go and turn the main lights on in the room, like, doosh, everything's bright light, turn off the disco lights, turn off all the uplighters and everything, halfway through that end song, and as that song comes to an end, you're pulling the plug out of the speakers and taking the speakers off. It's far harder for them to come over and start bothering you about one more song when you've got a big speaker system in your hand and you're walking out the door than it is when you're standing there just like kind of like, you know, looking like you almost want to play more as well. So that's it. You turn off all the disco lights, you turn on the main bright lights, and you start unpacking the second it comes to an end. That's how you deal with one more song when you don't want to play one more song, okay? Did it. Okay, number 3, here's another classic one. When girls come behind the DJ booth and they kind of want to party with you, okay? I can't really explain this any better than this, but something you are going to get is girls are going to come, sometimes it might be guys who come up and they want to like make an announcement or something, but like, don't worry about that. It's more like girls, they want to come up, they want to put your headphones on, they want to do this behind the DJ deck, and they want to play around with your DJ decks, okay? Well, here's the thing. This is a difficult situation because I'm pretty sure I'm safe in saying that 90% of DJs are men. I may be wrong there, but in my experience that seems to be the case. So there you are, you're DJing, everyone's drunk, and then these can-be hot girls come over to you. They're wearing their little mini skirts and they want to come right up around you. Right, okay, that's very intoxicating, and it's like, yeah, I want to do that. Of course I want them to do that. But here's the thing. Ultimately, it only ever causes problems. Like, there's never been a good time where girls have come behind the booth and it's resulted in, that was really fun, I really enjoyed that. Actually, most of the time it's just stressful as hell. Like, they start scratching DJ decks and flicking things around, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what do you actually want to achieve from doing that, you know? And at that point, again, you can't have a conversation with them. They're drunk, they don't care, they're messing around. So look, here's the best thing to do. This is what I've learned in my experience. You just gotta say no. You just gotta say, sorry, you just can't come. You just can't come behind here. Sorry, you just can't. That's it. That's just it. Because if they come in, they're gonna touch stuff. The other thing they do sometimes is they come like right over the booth and they start like leaning over, and it's like with their drinks and stuff, which is really bad. And at that point, I'm just very forceful. It's like, no, you can't come behind here. You just inform them of it and be really freaking serious. And if they think, oh, that guy's no fun, great. You've achieved what you wanted to achieve. You just come across like a not fun DJ at that point, and they will leave, because why would they want to be around a miserable guy, right? Unfortunately, sometimes you've just got to play that character, like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't come behind here, you know? That's it. That's the best bit of advice I can give you in terms of that. You've just got to say no sometimes, and I know when there's hot girls coming in crowds, it's difficult, but you just got to say no. That's point number 3. Okay, so number 4 is just dealing with straight up abuse. This is something you're going to encounter. You're going to have people coming over, especially the nags. They're going to come over, and if you're not playing the song they want, or if it's like an event and they want everyone going and no one's getting going and you're playing all the belters, it's not going to be long before you have somebody come over and there's going to be some form of abuse, saying that you're a rubbish DJ, saying you don't know what you're doing, asking if you've ever DJed before, you know, all this kind of stuff. You just will face it. You never actually get it off the people who employ you. You get it off these random guests who feel really entitled. So look, here's the thing. I have dealt with so many drunk people. I've seen it all. And the thing that I've learned from this is just don't get into a dialogue with them, right? If you try, especially if there's people dancing, which there usually is, if someone's coming over and complaining at that moment, it's like, what is the point in actually getting into any kind of dialogue with them? Like, they're just venting. So at that point, I would say the best thing to do is straight up ignore them. Just completely ignore them. Just kind of smile, nod, okay then, yeah, okay. And if they keep coming over at that point, just ignore them. If they keep coming back and it's escalating, which really very rarely happens, this takes me on to point number 5. You ever feel unsafe, or you feel like your equipment's a danger and you feel that there's too many people who are going to spill stuff over your DJ decks or your laptop, it's just not worth it, because you're never going to get that money off them if they break any of your equipment. So, just to feed it all back in, point number 5, if you feel like you're being hassled, things are escalating, your equipment's going to get damaged, you are in any way unsafe, the best thing for you to do is just go and inform the management, go and inform the security, go and inform people, and just tell them to deal with it. And then the other things you can do as well, which I have had to do like once or twice, is just bring the music to a stop and make an announcement and say, guys, you're not allowed up here, you're not allowed to touch my stuff. If that continues, I will stop playing music and I'll leave. This just rarely happens, but I want to put it in there because sometimes things escalate, everyone's drunk. Okay guys, so I wanted to throw in one last bonus point, which is this. As a DJ, I urge you to just use your gut feeling and generally just have fun, okay? So like, this is the thing. You know, I said earlier on, I played those extra 5 songs and, you know, it probably annoyed the management of the hotel or whatever I was at. Here's the thing. Have I ever, as a DJ, done something that could be deemed as unprofessional? Yes, I have. I've done lots of things that could be deemed as unprofessional. Like, DJs have a bit of a reputation, right? And if you are a DJ, you should be upholding that reputation by having a bit of fun sometimes, right? It's kind of like our God-given rights as DJs to be a little bit mischievous, right? So here's the thing. Don't stress out about it too much. Always remember who's the person that's employed you and what are they paying you to do. Just remember those things, okay? And you can have as much fun as you want within the confines of that. Like, that's all I'm not gonna go into any examples, but if you've been employed by people to get the party going and get everyone having fun, and you can do that however you deem fit, okay? I'm talking in code now. This is my Donald Trump moment here. It's like I'm trying to get crowds of people to do things. So I'm going to leave the mess. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there, okay? Subscribe to this channel for more videos. Watch these videos now. See you tomorrow.